Arsenal are about to shock everyone. And look, at the minute, the doubters are so loud. But what if the biggest surprise isn't necessarily what you expect? I'm saying forget the noise. This is about changing the narrative. And believe me, when this happens, it'll be more than just a shock. It'll be a statement. Look, I am so excited for this one. Before I get into it though, you know the drill. My name is Jed, and if you could help me out, if you enjoy this content, just hit like and subscribe. So Arsenal have got a big game tomorrow. We've got two preseason games left, and I want to start with asking a question. Should Viktor Gyokeres start this game? My opinion is yes. But is this the game where Arsenal finally unleash Viktor Gyokeres? Because people have been clowning us. Arsenal fans, rival fans have been saying Arsenal are rubbish. Viktor Gyokeres is rubbish. You've seen the memes going around on social media of people clowning Arsenal, clowning Viktor Gyokeres. This is the perfect chance to shock them. Let the world see Viktor Gyokeres, and this is the perfect game to play him in. You know, this is a team that hasn't been that great in the preseason tour. This is a team that's drew with Leeds. So if there's ever a game to get a striker confidence, this is the perfect game. And Viktor Gyokeres is goal hungry. And you know what it's like with strikers. As soon as you get them scoring, they cannot stop. And that has been the story of Viktor Gyokeres over the past 2 seasons. So I'm looking at this game and licking my lips and saying, please start Viktor Gyokeres tomorrow. I mean, honestly, let me know your thoughts. Do you start Viktor Gyokeres or do you go with Havertz? I genuinely want to see people's reactions because for me, it's such a simple answer. You've gone out there and you've signed Viktor Gyokeres. Arteta has to start him in this game, surely. And I just want there to be positivity around this game. And going into the season, I think we have to be positive as an Arsenal fan base. And I'm not saying every Arsenal fan needs to be sat round a campfire singing Kumbaya, but at least let the Premier League start before we start condemning this team to a season of failure. Surely that is the least that this manager and these players deserve. And this is going to be a very, very interesting game because we're getting to the point now where you have to start looking like the team that's going to start the Premier League season. If we're being honest, even the most positive Arsenal fan will say you can only go a certain amount of pre-season before you start to not panic, but start to think, right, what's the plan for the season? Because you can't be rubbish all pre-season. And I'm not saying Arsenal have been, by the way. But you're 2 games away from when the Premier League starts. So you want to start seeing the vision. You want to start seeing how you're going to start the season. Because 2 games is nothing, basically, in a football fixture. It's just, 2 lots of 90 minutes. So you would hope that these players are close to the level that they need to be. And I think the decisions that Mikel Arteta will make around the team is so interesting. I'm looking at that midfield. I'm looking at the attack. And there's also some question marks around the defence as well. Let me know what team you guys would go for. Again, I genuinely want to know because it's not like we have every single player available to start this game. We know we've got players like Gabriel missing. There's some uncertainty around the midfield. I'd be interested to see what midfield people go for because in my opinion, the midfield next season should be Zubimendi, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. If you disagree, like I said, let me know. But if that's going to be the midfield that we start with, you're going to want them to start playing together. There hasn't been minutes this season where these guys have played together. So you need to get them to start familiarising themselves with each other because it's new. Like Rice and Odegaard have obviously played it. But to be the number 6 in Zubimendi, who we assume it will be, you need to know how players around you operate. You can be as good as you want, but if you don't know the players around you, what kind of runs they move, what kind of players they are they going to help you in defensive situations where when you get the ball, when there's a turnover of possession, will they be in this position or this position? This is all things that Martin Zubimendi will need to figure out. And the more he plays with these guys, the better he will get. I won't be at all surprised if Martin Zubimendi starts this season and people start panicking. I'm already expecting it. I can already see the media and the negative Arsenal fans coming out and saying, oh my God, why have we signed Zubimendi? He's terrible. He's misplacing all these passes. He's always in the wrong position. And I would just say, mate, he's brand new to the team. We've only just brought him in 6 minutes ago. He's not been here that long. This guy is going to need an opportunity to adapt. So I won't be surprised if there's maybe Zubimendi playing for 60 minutes and then we bring in Norgard to finish the rest of the game because this is a guy with Premier League experience. And even if technically and in terms of ability, he might not have a higher ceiling than Zubimendi, he already knows the league. So it will be interesting to see what Mikel Arteta does with that midfield. And again, that attack. I want to see Noni Madueke play because I want to know the vision of what Mikel Arteta has for this guy. In my head, when we brought him, I was kind of like, you've spent 52 million on a backup for Saka. Is that a lot of money? Yeah. Did we really need that player? I mean, we needed backup for Saka, but 52 million on Madueke, I couldn't really see it. But now, I'm so excited at the prospect of Noni Madueke playing as Arsenal's left winger. We saw Trossard come off the last game injured, so you would expect him to miss this game at least. So you would think, right, you got Martinelli on the left. I want to see Madueke in that position. I want to see Madueke and Gyökeres start. I don't see why not. Show us the vision. If this is the vision, to have Noni Madueke on the left wing, who is very capable of taking on defenders. We've seen the dribbling stats. No matter what people think of the player, you can't tell me Noni Madueke isn't a brilliant dribbler. That's the reason I think he's been brought in, to help with that low block problem when teams are shutting up shop. Noni Madueke might just be able to find a way through. Now, Villarreal, I don't expect will sit back and not attack this game, by the way, but I think Noni Madueke will show us what he can do. And with him being left-footed, if he does take a player on that left wing, he's going to want to play the ball with his left foot, cross it into the box. And who's going to be waiting? Viktor Gyokeres. He's going to be there to sweep up and score those chances that last season we missed so many times. So I'm excited to see these players. I hope we do play a strong team. Some people hold the opinion of, you can't give away all your tactics and you can't play your strongest team. Look, for me, play your strongest team. Because that's the team you're going to be playing against Man United anyway. So you may as well start getting it out there. Start moving the wheels in motion and letting these players play with each other. Madueke is going to need some adjustment. It's a different team, different environment, different expectation, different level, if we're being honest, to Chelsea. There's higher expectations. Let him in. Let him feel what these other Arsenal players feel. For me, it's a win-win situation. There's no losing in this scenario. Let the players play, the new players anyway, the ones that you have a real vision for, the ones that you can realistically see worming their way into that first 11. I think play them. I'm excited to see Madueke. Gyökeres, I can't wait to see when this guy starts. Like, the only reason why he may not start is because he didn't do that much training with Sporting. But we've heard that he's been constantly working on himself because he knew he was going to get the move. So fitness isn't an issue. So just start playing this game. There's no better way to get match fit than to play football matches. You can do as many drills as you want. You can do as many passing exercises as you want. But until you're playing real life, in the moment, in the split-second decisions that you need to make, that's where you gain that match sharpness. So why not play Viktor Gyokeres? Honestly, let me know your thoughts. In terms of that defence, I think it's interesting because, look, and I'm going to do a video about Gabriel coming out, but it's so important that we get Gabriel ready for the start of the season. If he's not ready to play this game, then you probably do have to play Calafiori. I like Calafiori as a centre-back. I know people have problems with him playing that left-back position. I can see him challenging Lewis Skelly in that left-back position, if I'm being honest, because I think Lewis Skelly has struggled in pre-season. I've mentioned it in a previous video. That's not me bashing the player. I really like him. But Lewis Skelly at times has seemed not out of his depth, but maybe just lackluster, maybe a bit, I don't know, not uncomfortable on the ball, but just losing possession very, very easily. And he's a young player, so that's probably expected. But I think that's an interesting battle. But in this game, if you're having to play Calafiori at centre-back, look, it's looking like Jakub Kiwior may be moving. So if there's any chance of a player moving, just don't play him. Because that's valuable minutes that you could be giving to another player who will play a key part in Arsenal's Premier League title push. So if there's any chance whatsoever of Jakub Kiwior leaving, just leave him on the bench until the transfer window shuts, because I don't want to be giving him them minutes that can be given to Calafiori to give him that match sharpness. Or if it affects Lewis Skelly's minutes, because Calafiori, I just wouldn't want that at all. I'm hoping to see Ben White, Saliba, and again, let me know the team you go for. This is the team I would pick, okay? I would go David Raya, Ben White, Gabriel, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly. I think he does need another chance to shift that momentum, that, I don't know, not negativity, but it looks like he struggled. So if you give him a couple more games, maybe he can get into that positive rhythm. And then I want to see Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Odegaard, and then I want to see Saka, Madueke, and Gyökeres. Let me know what team you guys would go for. Could this be the moment where Arsenal finally shut up all these negative Arsenal fans, all these critics these rival fans, the media outlets who are saying, oh, Arsenal seem to be struggling in the pre-season, let me know. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favour, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.